Hey, what up guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video we continue to work on our beautiful Mustang. So today I want to be focusing on buttoning up the engine, doing the fluids, and as well installing the dash and see how far I can get. I kind of want to get this done since it's mainly just assembling everything back together so we can start her up and take it for a spin. So let's get to it. I got the car turned this way so I can get more light down here. So what I want to do next is I want to button up all the connections and everything from the engine, as well electrical, radiator, all the coolant hoses, and the wiring itself. So I want to connect everything and double check it, make sure it's good, and fill all the fluids and start maybe bleeding out the brakes. And then because it is Friday night, so I want to start early for Saturday morning, is I want to put a dash back in, make sure everything aligns, hook it up, connect all the wiring, and then maybe give it a crank because it should start, everything should be connected, and then we'll put everything back. Alright, we got a dashboard in. Everything is connected on the far left kick panel. The center panel, we still have to put everything back, but it's easy. It's radio and everything else. Right side panel is connected. It's bolted down. The steering wheel is bolted as well. The shaft right there, as you can see where it moves. That's in. We also got a radiator, a fan, overflow tank. All the power steering fluid is not in there yet, but everything else is connected. The brake lines, ABS module, it's here, it's connected, it's clean. None of the AC stuff is connected yet because I have to get all the new seals on lines and everywhere else. For example, like this, because these are crash seals. If you reuse them, they might be leaking, so we're gonna change all that. So my next step, what I want to do, since I do not have a OEM transmission oil cooler and I couldn't find one, I have to get the next best thing, which is this aftermarket one. So we're gonna make a brackets for it, and we're gonna use the AN fittings to reduce it, and we're gonna run a 3/8 lines to it. So what I want to do is I want to install it like down here. So I'm gonna go ahead and jack up the car and try to reinstall everything back and make custom brackets for it, but should stay something like this with these bad boys bolted on, and I kind of want everything else to go this way, so I've got the 90°. So in the future plan is also to get one more for the power steering, so that way there'll be two symmetrical ones on the front. All right, here is my front bumper support, and you can see this is my hack mod. My front bumper was saggy, so what I did is I welded these two bars, so it keeps the foam like really up high and then keeps your bumper up closer to the headlights. But what I'm thinking with this is I'm probably gonna try to go like this and have all those lines coming down, because it's not gonna be lower than the car actually is. So if I put one right here, I'll have still space for one more over here to keep it symmetrical. Let's see how we're gonna hook this up, run the lines, and call it done. Alright, so what I ended up doing is I ended up moving my brackets for a foam so that my bumper stays up, and this is how I installed a cooler. I pre-drilled up here into whatever this is, crash bar, but later on I'm gonna get another one for a power steering as I said. Then I'll move the brackets over and it's gonna be more in, and the lines are gonna go over up and not under. Here is finished product. I still need to get clamps, so that's why this is not on all the way. So I want to clamp this and this, and we actually hacked this piece from a power steering cooler from the other side, so we ended up using here and cutting it off, and I just pre-drilled it inside the radiator support. So now I'm just gonna hose clamp this and the transmission should be ready. So let's put all the fluids in and continue. We got a coolant in, all the hoses are connected, the brake fluid is filled up but the brakes are not bled yet. Power steering fluid is in, everything is connected, all the wiring minus the AC stuff. Also got a dashboard in, got the shifter in, seems like it's landing in the right place. Subframe connectors are in, exhaust halfway is in. So right now what we're gonna do is we're gonna cycle the key a few times, and we're just gonna start her up a little bit just to see if she runs, and then we'll continue with the I want to put back my IBAC springs because these ones are a little bit too high, so I'm gonna go back to IBAC, and then later on we're gonna purge the system and bleed the brakes and all the other stuff. All right, so next day here, all the fluids are topped off and we're gonna give it our first crank. We haven't cranked it off camera, so let's see what happens. Cycle the key a few times. Make sure it's in park, e-brake. So smooth. Let's give it a little juice. Oh yeah. She is working like a charm. With that being said, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you stay tuned for the next video, because in the next one we're gonna do a test drive. Peace.